Good morning, everybody. This is Jake from Jake Sports Takes. How's everybody doing? I'm sorry, I kind of screwed up on that. I forgot to do a part that I was going to do. Uh, Today, we're going to discuss the NBA playoffs. There were two teams clinched last night. The Orlando Magic surprised me, and knocked out the number one seeded in the Eastern Conference, the Detroit Pistons. And no surprise here, the Oklahoma City Thunder knocked out the Phoenix Suns last night. Also, I'm gonna give my NFL draft opinions. Who I believe won the draft, who I believe lost the draft. Great picks for the first round. I already gave a top five of first round picks, but I'm gonna give an overall winner and an overall loser who I think did the best. Um, so let's get right to it. Last night, the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Orlando Magic. Oklahoma City was no surprise, the number one seed in the West, the best team in the NBA this year. Finished off the Phoenix Suns. That wasn't a surprise to me. Uh, no surprise to me. That was probably the least big surprise. One last night, Denver beat Minnesota to even that series without Ant-Man. Anthony Edwards is out. Is going to be out a couple weeks with a bone bruise in his knee. Dante DiVincenzo ruptured his Achilles a couple nights ago, so he's done for the year. He's probably going to be long. It's going to probably be about an 8-month period or so. I mean, nowadays, he might do a Jason Tatum come back in February or something like that and try to get Minnesota to the playoffs, get him a high seed. I mean, it's possible. Jason Tatum did the same thing. Had the surgery, came back in March, and had a great year. Helped Boston get to the number two seed. Get to that in a minute. But Denver even that series with a triple double from the Joker. That series has been very fun, very very physical. McDonald, Julius Randle, and Jokic getting into it. It's good seeing the intensity. I don't want to see them brawl, but it's been very good intensity. That series may go 7 games. In my opinion, that wouldn't surprise me. Whoever wins that series, because they were battling around the 3-6. Everybody in that 3-6 area were battling each other for that. And even the first one of the play-in games, they were battling the crap out of each other to get into the big seeds and so on and so forth. That physicality, as I mentioned, Oklahoma City beat Phoenix last night to end that series. Orlando, probably with one of the upsets of the series, coming in from the play-in tournament, knocked out the number one seeded Detroit Pistons. But 20, you know what? Their defense has been stout all series. Detroit was averaged about 15 turnovers a game. Uh, you know, that's not going to do it in the NBA playoffs. The youth, I figured would get to Detroit eventually. Uh, but, I think uh, that would, I figured that would hurt them. Uh, but you know what? That happens from time to time. And I figured they would get beaten probably around the semifinals or the Eastern Conference Finals. Uh, with the depth of Boston, that's just the thing. But we have some more series still to go. The Rockets won a couple nights ago to make that series 3-1. Austin Reeves, I just read earlier this morning, is questionable to return from his injury. Uh, could that seal the fate of the Houston Rockets? I believe that game is in Houston. I think that's on Peacock later, NBC and Peacock tonight. Also, I believe Boston trying to knock out Philadelphia Joel Embiid did return on Sunday, but it was pretty much all for naught. I mean, Boston's just so deep and tough. Uh, they just they were outmatched, and it may be all for naught. Uh, they didn't. I don't know if they played them on. They kind of played them on a minutes restriction. I think Boston's just too tough for them. I mean, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum had a phenomenal second half. I mean, Peyton Pritchard 32 points. The turnover issue, that's been the name of the game in the NBA playoffs. It has been the turnover issue. I think Boston's going to should seal this series in the next game. It's going back to the Garden. I do. Atlanta, New York is still alive. That's going back to MSG. It's not really a funny thing. It's an interesting thing. Atlanta at the All-Star break was one of the worst teams. They were looking at a high lottery pick. They were looking at a lottery pick, if that, you know. But they improved. They got better. They came off hot. They just rolled through, and they got the 6th seed. They didn't even have to go to the play-in tournament. They got to the 6th seed. Ended up going against the New York Knicks. Have a 3-2 lead right now. They can knock out the Knicks tonight, I believe. Cat got them back into the series with a triple double. It's about time somebody's shown up. Could the Knicks maybe make a comeback? They've only won 2 series, going down, being down 3-1 in their history. I think they're 2-65 or something like that. When they go down 3-1. Overall, I think 8-213, I believe, is the record of teams going down 0-3 or being down 3-1 and coming back and winning the NBA and winning that series. It's rare. It's not impossible. It's improbable, but it's not impossible. I do believe Knicks have the weapons to do it, but they just got to put it together. Thing is, when they play at the Garden defensively, they get better. They only give up 98.6 points per game. But when they're on the road, where I believe they will be tonight in Atlanta, at the Phillips Center or whatever it's called now, I believe they give up 115.7 points per game. I mean, Atlanta right now is at home. They're hot. They're up 3-2, a chance to seal the series. And I believe play Orlando. Now I'm not completely sure how that'll stack out, but we'll see. Like I said, tonight, and like I said, Boston, Philadelphia. I believe Boston would play the winner of. Like I said, I'd have to look at the bracket. I'm not gonna do that right now. Another thing that I've been curious to look at is I've looked at a lot of different sites and a lot of different things about the NFL draft. Now, my winning teams, my top 5 winning teams of the NFL draft. I gotta say the New York Jets. I mean, yeah, they've been stockpiling high draft picks for years. This time they may have gotten the job done. They didn't, Cade Klubnik in the 4th round, the 3 first-round picks, they did phenomenal with that. They used their capital. Maybe they were waiting. Everybody thought, oh yeah, maybe they're waiting for next year's quarterback class with Arch Manning and Dante Moore. They took Cade Klubnik, who's a veteran. Yeah, he had a tough year. Clemson had a bad year, but could the Jets be playing possum? And they shored up a lot of pieces. Ace Bailey was a stud pick. That was one of my favorite picks of the draft. Could they maybe get themselves? I'm not going to say they're going to be in playoff contention. A wild card, potentially. I just don't think they are gonna get back. But I think it's going to save Aaron Glenn's job. I think defensively they're going to be a lot better. The turnover, I think they're going to cause some turnovers. Ace Bailey's a big factor. He's a big boy. I think the Jets definitely won. Another team that's been stockpiling picks for years. With the new coach, the question mark is the quarterback. But I do believe Cleveland had a very good draft. They got pieces they needed. They shored up pieces they needed. Got defensive players that offset Myles Garrett, defensive players that offset Myles Garrett. They got offensive line. They did exactly what they needed to do. Do I think they're going to be a playoff contender? No, I don't believe so. The question of the hour for Cleveland is who's going to be the quarterback? Are they going to keep Shedeur Sanders as their quarterback? Are they going to give Deshaun Watson another shot? Is Dylan Gabriel going to be a quarterback starting? We'll see. It said OT at the rookie minicamp starts probably in June or July. Starts in May, I believe. We'll see what happens. Cleveland, I believe, number 3, the Houston Texans. That offensive guard, that first pick was phenomenal. I loved it. And Caden McDonald, getting him early in the second round was a steal. He was a first-round pick in a lot of people's mock drafts. And he ends up waiting in the green room because Roger Goodell invited him to remain in the green room until he got drafted. And how he dropped into the second round, right into Houston's lap. It's kind of like Lamar Jackson and Jalen Hurts. I know they're quarterbacks, but it fell right into their lap. They needed that to get the pressure off of Terminator and Hunter. Will Anderson Jr. and Danielle Hunter, and they got it. My next team, I gotta say the Tennessee Titans improved themselves. They got a very talented receiver that they needed to help Cam Ward get the ball out of his hand. They got an offensive tackle. They got a lot of pieces. Wan'Dale Robinson as well in free agency. Tennessee could be a dangerous sleeper. I don't think they're ready to make that next jump to the playoffs, but they could be a dangerous factor and wreak some havoc. Number 5. I got to go with the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers got big pieces they needed. They got protection for Justin Herbert. They got another receiver. They got another edge rusher. I believe the Chargers are definitely there in that top group. My worst drafted teams, I got to go with the Los Angeles Rams. I told you, I thought taking Ty Simpson at 13 was a huge, I could not stand that pick. I do not understand why they jumped that high to get him. I think he was a second round pick at best. I don't think he's ready I know he's going to sit behind Stafford. Supposedly Sean McVay had meetings with him and they loved him and they knew they were going to try to draft him. I don't think this was a smart pick. You already had drafted Stetson Bennett last year. Why do you want to take another risk on another quarterback who isn't ready? I don't believe is ready for the NFL, who had only 15 games. I don't believe he is ready. I don't believe he's going to be that good of a quarterback. He might be. He's going to be like Anthony Richardson. He's going to be out of the league or out of a job in the next few years. Arizona. I hated the way they picked Jeremiah Love. You've already got James Conner. You just signed Trey Benson. You just signed Tyler Algier. I mean, how much depth do you need in your running back? I understand running backs have a short life and they have injury problems, but why do you draft Jeremiah Love with the 3rd overall pick? The rumor was all for the last couple weeks before the draft They're gonna trade out of the 3 pick, and they're gonna drop down to go grab something else that they needed, like Ty Simpson, or trade out of that pick to go get a major piece they needed. And then in the 3rd round, they take Carson Beck. Carson Beck has had maturity issues. I understand he matured and had a good year at Miami, but I don't think he's going to be an NFL quarterback. Jacoby Brissett probably will start, and I think Arizona should resign, give him a little bit of more of a contract. But I got to say, Arizona, I think you dropped the ball on that one. I got to say, I wasn't impressed with the Chiefs draft. That corner they picked in the 1st round, I understand you needed cornerback help, but that was not the person. He was burned numerous times, had a lot of penalties against him. I mean, he's a good player, a decent player when he's not getting penalties, but I don't think that was a good pick. Indianapolis, I didn't like a lot of their picks. I mean, they did not do what they needed to do. And then I gotta say Miami. I mean, they got rid of everything. They had got picks too for the Jalen Waddle trade, and they still messed it up. I understand you're having a rookie GM, but that was a huge mistake. Some of those were bad mistakes they made, getting some certain pieces they already had in play, and you didn't help out. I don't believe they helped themselves out. Miami's going to be maybe up toward the top of the pick. Now, before I give you my link and my Stump the Snake trivia question of the day, I did read the NBA is looking at to change the lottery format to 18 teams, basically the 4 play-in teams and the teams who did not get into the playoffs, who were the worst teams, and they're going to try to jump that. That's going to be when they do the new CBA agreement. I believe that should be the case, giving the top 3 worst teams the best odds and dropping it from there. I believe that's right to prevent the tanking, and I think a lot of other sports should do the same thing because the tanking is ridiculous. Fans are paying big money to go to games. Season ticket holders are paying a lot of money to go to games, and the crowds aren't showing up, and then your team's losing because you want a certain player. That's not how you do it. No one wants to see that. It's ridiculous. I've mentioned this before on this podcast. Tanking needs to go. You need to get hit with big fines for tanking, loss of draft picks, loss of money, a lot of that. Tanking is out of control. It is, and I'm so sick of hearing about it. And I just do it, get it signed and over with. That's all we want. Come on, Goodell. Come on, Silver. Come on, Bettman. Whoever all of them. Just get that under control. Anyway, my Stump the Snake trivia question of the day. Since the play-in tournament was created in the NBA, who is the only team to advance to the NBA Finals from the play-in tournament? If you can name them, the year, and their opponent, who they advanced against in the NBA Finals, shoot the answer down on my links. My links on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram at Duke Nats Texans Fan 11 and at Jake Sports Takes on YouTube. Everybody have a great day. I love you guys. Thanks for watching this podcast. Everybody have a great day. Peace out, my nerds. And as we do it on Jake Sports Takes, hugs and hand pounds, everybody. Love you guys. Thanks.